Hey, what's up everybody? This is Will from Phase 2 Skateboarding, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about a few of the boards that I have in my collection that I don't skate, that I just really like the artwork on. A lot of them have to do with movies and different things like that, and music, and just cool stuff. So I just wanted to share a few of them with you guys today, and I hope you enjoy it. First board I have is this Mike Vallely Elephant Deck reprint from 2024. Originally this board came out, I think it was 1988, I'm pretty sure. This is one of my favorite graphics of all time, and Mike Vallely, Vallely rather, is one of my favorite skateboarders of all time. Look up Mike Vallely when you can, and he is probably a lot of different guys' favorite skater. Epic career, and this board is just a great graphic. He's a big advocate for the elephant. It's kind of his logo, and this board's just got a really cool shape. It was originally developed for him, I believe, I think by Paul Schmidt, and I believe it had a roach on it originally, and that one went to somebody else, or it became a generic board that they had with the same shape or a similar shape, and Mike Vallely ended up getting his way in the end, and getting this graphic on it instead, because he didn't want to ride with a cockroach on his board, which I can understand. So and I just love the green coloring in the background. They have this deck out now with quite a few different backgrounds on it, different background colors. Blue, I'll stand a little further back, you can see the whole thing. It's just a cool shape. I think the deck is about 10 inches wide. It'd probably be really fun to ride, but I will never ride this one. So stays on the wall. I'm in love with it, and yeah, I wanted this one for a long time. I looked at used originals and they're way too expensive for me, so when the reprint came out I jumped on it. This was about 90 bucks. So beautiful board, and I'm glad to have it in the collection. Second board I have is this Frankie Villani. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I hope so. I like his skating. He's mad chill on the board. I like his tricks, but I also like that he came out with the egg shape. I thought it was cool, and I also thought it was cool that he did this Halloween print on it. I don't know if it was his idea for a pro deck or their idea, but either way, it's a cool collab. This is an original 1978 like shot from the movie. It's not drawn, or it's not an original depiction. It's from the 78 film, and I actually really like that, because the 78 version of Halloween is my favorite, and I think it's the best one still to this day. The imagery and the camera, and just every way how it was filmed, and just a fantastic horror film. And I saw this. I was looking at a couple other Halloween decks that they had out at the time. This came out last year, and there was some out from Zero and a couple other people, and I think I wanted one of the Zero ones, but I didn't act fast enough, and then they were gone. So they had a cool one they did with the stabbing hand pumpkin logo from Halloween, and I thought that was really cool. But this was the second coolest one that I saw that year, so I grabbed it. Wanted a Michael Myers board. I know it was like a trend, everybody was doing it, but this one's just cool. I like the deep red color on it. I love the stain of, I love wood grain on boards, so that's got a nice stain. I know everybody doesn't like red tops, so I just feel like this is even cooler, because it's like the most unlucky deck in the world. It's got Michael Myers on it, it's all red. So I'm not skating it, but it sits on the wall. It's cool, I like it. Alright, so this third board that I have is just a really cool pro model from Tori Pudwell that came out last year, and I'm sure you can guess what theme this deck has on it. It's Pulp Fiction, and there's a likeness of Samuel L. Jackson there. Very well drawn, actually, for a secondhand likeness. And that's is that Brett? I think that's Brett there from the film. Yeah, he gets unalived, and but not on the board. On the board, he's getting thanked, because this is a thank you deck. Yeah, and I just thought this is just sick. I love 90s movies. I love Pulp Fiction. Tarantino flicks are great movies, and I think that this just hits the spot. I saw it, wanted it, got it immediately. It's an 8, so I probably couldn't ever skate it because I break it like the second day because I'm fat. But it's just a really cool one. Another piece of advice for people that collect decks: try not to, even if you want to like get excited and I don't know, look at the paint. I don't know why you would do. I don't even know why I did it, but I took the plastic off. It was perfectly wrapped. I took the plastic off, and now there's like little tiny stress cracks on the paint from the heat in the house and the cooling and the heating, and it makes the wood expand and contract, and it will. You probably can't see it too good on here. I'm a little OCD about it, but if you saw it in person, there's little tiny micro cracks in the paint which bother me, and so if I left the plastic on there, that wouldn't be the case. It had a tiny rip in the top, and instead of just leaving it, I took it off, and that was a mistake. So, but I think it'll still hold up nice. I just have to remember to keep it in a cool place, because these boards over time will start to twist and warp if you hold them like this. When you go into a board shop for a new deck, take your board and look down the line of it like this. And if you look at it and it looks like a twisted piece of wood, then don't buy that board, because it's not going to skate right for you. Your wheels won't touch the ground at the same time, basically. So, but again, I'm not skating these, but even still, they don't look as good when they ain't straight. So, try to take my own advice next time. But again, just a really cool deck. I love movie themed boards. This is probably like my 3rd or 4th movie themed deck, and I plan on getting a whole bunch more of them. And I hope that I haven't seen Thank You come out with another deck quite like this one. I know maybe he probably had to pay a little bit of money to somebody to do this. I don't know, but either way, it's banging, and I hope he comes out with some similar stuff soon, some more movie-oriented stuff. All right, my next deck I'm showing you is this reprint of the Chad Muska Rising Sun deck from 2000, I believe this one came out. And that is the year that I started taking skating seriously. I started to skate in 96 as like a little kid. I was riding and doing acid drops and stupid stuff like that, but I didn't start taking it seriously until I got this board right here. In 2000, this was, I think it was my second deck, but it was the first board that I really started to understand the concept of like technical skating a little bit, you know. Started to pop ollies and learn kick flips, and this was that board for me. This board is like my holy grail, basically. It's what got me going. Originally I had this board, the original one. I had the 2000. I had it with clear grip tape on it and tightened tie lights. It was probably like the worst setup ever, but I didn't know any better back then. And when you don't know any better, it's great, because you just have what you like looking at as a little kid. And I don't know, there's something cool about this board. I didn't even really know. I think I probably knew Chad Muska from, I think I probably saw this deck actually, like, don't probably like admitting it, but I probably like saw this originally in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. And then I think I was in the skate shop. It was probably a Ron John's or something back in the day. And they had this on the wall. It was a complete with, I can't remember. I can't remember actually now what trucks I had on it. I don't think it was Titans now. But I can't remember. Or I think, you know what I did? I took the trucks. I didn't get new trucks on this setup. So, yeah, either way, this is just when he's been coming out with colors of this deck the last couple of years, and he came out with a green one, and I bought that first, but that wasn't really the one for me, because this thing got thrashed back in the day, and then I spray painted it or something with my friends, and you don't care back then. But if I would have known, I would have kept the thing and like put it in a case or something. But now I got this, and I had the green one first, and I didn't know if he was going to come out with the red one or not, and then he did. So I bought this thing, and then I had two of them sitting around. So I managed to sell the green one Somebody bought that from me on eBay, and that was cool. So down to one Muska. He puts all sorts of stuff out. He's got his own company now, I think Muska Skateboards or Muska Industries or whatever he's doing. He's always doing something wild. I've always liked Muska's style. I like that he's himself. I tend to gravitate toward being myself all the time as well, whether I'm trying or not. And he's just, if you watch anything the guy does, he's, if nothing else, he's fully himself, and that's a very respectable trait for me to see in somebody. Rare trait these days. Is just, yeah, one of my favorite boards. Also, Shorty's makes, you know, their newer decks that they're coming out with are actually very good quality, I think. You know, other people might think differently, but I skated one not too long ago, and it was actually pretty good. Deck lasted me, you know, a month, maybe, like, you know, normal deck wearing time, break time, but, you know, it has great shape, and I'm somebody, I like the classic shape. I'm not an even nose and tail guy. I'm not really a fan of it. I don't know. I like having the big nose to rely on, and just when you need that, you can flip the board around. You know, you need a big tail, you got it. If you need a small one, you got it. I just think it's more versatile to have both than having these twin tail things. I've tried them a couple of times, and I don't know. My legs just don't. They don't like the deck doesn't pop the same for me as a regular standard board. It's probably because I'm old, but anyway. Yeah, one of my favorite boards. I love the color scheme. I like the green on the red. It just pops, and one of the first things that drew me to it back in the day, you got the Shorty's logo down there. I don't know who really came up with this graphic, or, you know, who pitched it at the time, but for him it was just perfect at the time, because he was just blasting everything with no regard. So he was just throwing himself down everything with no worries about anything, and no worries about his body, and, you know, just killing it. He had a long run of just, you know, doing really good. Ended up in video games and went to Hollywood and all sorts of wild stuff. And now he's back humbled and doing his thing where in I think Ohio he lives, and his Instagram's wild. He's got gophers and, you know, all sorts of stuff. But he seems like he's really at peace, and I'm really about it. So good job, Chad. Deck's awesome. The next board I have is a deck from the Zero Misfits collection that came out last year, and this is the original Misfits skull. That's pretty much on like all their memorabilia you see everywhere. You'll have this skull, but I thought it was a really cool deck. Misfits are one of my favorite hardcore bands of all time, and, you know, if you watch a lot of different skate videos throughout the 90s was peppered with Misfits. And so I'm sure you probably have a Misfits song in your head that you didn't even know was them. There was a lot of influence from them in skating for a long time. And it was very cool of Jamie and Zero to come out with these. And it's just a great wall hanging deck to put up at Halloween time and whenever time, really. I mean, if you gotta look for this and you hang it on the wall. They actually came out with the other side of the face too. So that would actually be cool to get the second side of the face and do maybe like a staggered look or something on the wall. But this one's just kind of chilling in the collection right now. I like movie and music themed decks. This is the only music one that I have so far. I haven't seen too many other like straight music collabs, so that's another reason why I grabbed this. The artist that originally drew this his name is Pusshead. That's his artist name, and at this point he's an older guy, but he did a lot of different artwork for the Misfits in the 80s, and this collaboration collection had a bunch of different Pusshead graphics, all his different album covers. They had Earth AD, Deck, Static Age, and you can still find them around, but I don't know if they're not on the Zero site anymore. A lot of these boards I'm showing are out of circulation already. But this is a favorite, and this stays on the wall. The next board I have is from Heroin Skateboards, and this is a really cool board. It's another movie themed one. It's based on Escape from New York, and it says Escape from New York, New York, Escape from New York. Kind of corny, but I thought it was kind of fun. I got the Eggman there. He's like the Heroin Skateboard's mascot, pretty much. He's got his little laser pistol there. He's behind the Statue of Liberty, and it's based on a scene with Kurt Russell from Escape from New York. I believe it was directed by John Carpenter, and it was a great movie. It was one of my favorite movies as a kid, actually. When I was a little kid, I used to love when it came on. I'd sit there and watch it. I thought Kurt Russell was the man with his eye patch, and he had like a trench coat. He was just running around murking everybody and trying to get out of New York. Basically, it was like Dennis Hopper was like the villain, and you know, it was just like all sorts of craziness. It's a great movie. It came out, I think, mid or late 80s, and check that out when you can. If you like 80s films, pulpy 80s films, Kurt Russell used to be in a bunch of those. He had Escape from New York, and Escape from LA was another good one, another fun one. But anyway, Heroin Skateboard started coming out with these egg shapes a couple years ago, and they're great. They're really great. I know you probably hear a lot about, oh, the egg shapes, but honestly, man, they're great boards. I find, like, if you're afraid, oh, they look big, they look this, they look that, the narrow nose on these things and the narrow tail, it just, I don't know, something just works about it. The flip tricks, flat ground flip tricks, somehow they work easier. Even with the little added weight of the board, they tend to be a little more beefy, but they're great. And I totally recommend one of these pretty much in any size to anybody who's interested in them. I think Heroin makes a great quality deck. Lasted me for quite a few sessions of skating until it did eventually crack. I cracked the tail, but at some point that happens to everything, obviously. But this one's not getting skated. Stays in the vault. One of the movie themed boards. So yeah, I have about 5 movie themed boards now. For, I don't know, whatever I just did. But then I have the Misfits one there, and we're just slowly working on a little collection. Hopefully I'll get to a point where maybe I'll have a house one day to hang all these on the wall and show you guys. But until then, they'll just have to sit in a cool room in a stack. But I love to collect things. I love to collect these boards. I have a passion about it, and if you have a passion about it too, I hope you enjoyed this video. I got one more board to show you guys before I go. We finally got a microphone for the channel, so hopefully you're hearing me a little bit better. That was causing a little bit of my delay with making videos, and I apologize about that because I still have 78 subscribers, even though I haven't really been doing much of anything. So I appreciate you guys that are still subscribed, that check this video out. I'm really trying to push it this year, and I thank everybody for holding on with me. Alright, last but not least, we have this deck from Stereo Skateboards. It's a little bit worn. I had to ride it one time with no grip tape. This sat in a skate shop that I used to hang out in. Excuse me. They started in Baldwin, New York. They were called Harbor Skate, and they were run by a guy named Rob Cuccio and Tommy Kinirons. And these two guys, they didn't really know much about skateboarding, but they went to college together, and they decided, they skated for a little bit in high school, and then they decided to open a skate shop. And I was like 12, and that was like right around the time it was perfect for me, because it was about a block away from my house, skatable distance. It was like a core skate rat shop, and I lived in that place for about 3 years while it was like a block away from my house. They probably were like, when are we gonna get rid of this kid? But I love that place, and it really solidified skate shops. That's why skate shops, not even for the sales. I mean, it's good to support your local skate shop with money. Always do that. Try to do that a little bit. I have a thing now where I can't always get out of my house to support. I do a lot of online ordering, but what I do is I have some friends that travel a lot, and I ask them to buy me a shirt. Any local skate shop, I have them go in there and get me a shirt. So I have like 4 or 5 local skate shop shirts now. I just started doing it like a year ago, but I think it's a cool thing, man. You should always support your locals. They're who get the kids into it. Any kid that you see who's a real skate rat, he's got a shop that he goes home to. Probably more often than not. I know there's a lot of online ordering, but I know that those kids still exist. I was one of them. You grow up in these places, they form, your opinions about things. You learn how to think freely hanging out in these places. It's not always a bad influence for kids at all. I used to go hang out in my skate shop when I, didn't feel good at home. I'd go hang out there and it made me feel better. There's a sense of community, and that's why, these skate shops and these skate parks are so important for the community of skateboarding, so we can keep that community going. I hear a lot of people on here talking about we're down and out as skateboarders, downfall of skateboarding, this, that, and the third. Well, it's because we got to support each other, as skateboarders. If I see a guy with a skateboard in his hand, that's good enough for me, man. I'll talk to you, we'll have a conversation, I'll respect you, and we can make a connection just based on this thing I have in my hand right here. And most, if not all, of my friends that I consider lifelong friends, I met because of this thing right here. So if you have all those things working together, and you have a park to go to, and you have a crew to hang in, and you got a shop to go to, I mean, that's the synergy right there. That's gonna make you a passionate and a lifelong skateboarder. So, look for a shop to hang out in and support. Again, this came out. This was on the wall in that skate shop, Harbor Skate, and this hung on the wall in the Baldwin shop, and then they moved Baldwin, Long Island, and they moved 2 towns over to Rockville Center, and that kind of broke my heart as a kid because I couldn't drive yet. So for a little while, it was probably a year, I stopped going there, and then I went back. I got a little older, like 14 or 15 in Long Island, and my mom, she had work all the time, so I was taking the train a lot. Back in Long Island that time, you could go to any town in Long Island for $2.25. So I started to realize, I'll just take some of my lunch money and I'll get on the train. I'll go to Rockville Center and I'll hang out in the skate shop there. So that's what I started doing, and I started living there again. Met a whole nother crew of guys like that, and continued my skate career. And it was a great move to start doing that. It was one of the best decisions I ever made as a skateboarder, to get on the train and go there by myself. I met a whole nother group of guys that I wouldn't have met, and just a great choice and a great shop. I have all positive memories of that place. They had to close down eventually for money reasons. They were they were a good shop, but also they would take a lot of their own merchandise, and I think that was part of their downfall. So you got to sell this stuff, guys. You can't always ride it. But anyway, this board is from Stereo, and it says 3 Americans here. I believe this is a likeness of Jason Lee. I'm not really sure who did the artwork. Oh, it says artwork by Jason Lee. Duh. Okay, well, anyway, artwork by Jason Lee, and it's also signed by Jason Lee. Now, I've seen Jason Lee's signature elsewhere, so I'm a little iffy. It says J. Lee, and that just seems a little simple for me. It says 374 out of 391. It's in silver Sharpie. This is a limited edition Stereo, signed and edition for authenticity. Now, I know Muska does all his own drawings on his boards, but I'm not sure if that's actually Jason Lee's signature. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. It's a cool board, but I'm not really sure. So Jason Lee, if you ever see this, leave it in the comments below. Is that really your signature there? Is that like one thing you just do simple J. Lee like that? He'll probably never watch this, but if he does, I don't know if that's a real sig or not, but it's a cool board, and it's very nostalgic for me. And as I said before, this is one of those boards they took the plastic off right away and they hung it on the wall. It's actually not so bad. It's pretty straight, but it definitely has a twist in it. They twist over time, and this is like a dipped paint board. It's a little thrash, but it gives it character. This was an early 2000s or late 90s thing that they did. I don't think Stereo even makes boards anymore. I think Pastris is over it. I think he's just doing X Games. But yeah, very cool, very cool. This is probably like my holy grail. This is my most nostalgic thing. Anyway, I hope everybody really enjoyed this video. That's all I have for you guys today. I showed you guys all the decks I have in my collection, so I hope you like them, and I hope that you gain some inspiration to start a little deck collection of your own. It's really fun. They're great to look at, you know, when you're not feeling in a good mood, or you know, you just need to get out of your head. Skateboard artwork has just always been a refreshing thing for me to look at. So I hope that you guys enjoy it. We're coming back with another video very, very soon. As I said, we have a mic now. I'm very excited about it. We got a new tripod that my buddy let me. I just want to say thank you again to all my subscribers thus far. And if you're not subscribed and you enjoy this video, if you wanted to like and subscribe, that would really help us out. And we really appreciate it. We'll see you next time.